I hate playing my former assistants. I'll start out with that, especially when they do a better job than I did. I thought he did a hell of a job coaching his team. All those kids played so damn hard. It was scary. He's taken over a great situation, but a tough situation. I'm really proud of Drew, and I love how much energy those guys played with. As far as we go, these two guys were phenomenal, but our point guards, we struggled, and that's going to fall on the head coach. We just can't turn the ball over like we did. I mean, I'm not saying we could have won going away, but we could have won the game easier than we did because it wasn't very easy, and it's just a shame some of the turnovers we had. We're just going to have to keep working on it. Our defense was good enough. I don't know what they ended up shooting, 37, 35, and they hit 3 threes late. I thought our defense was pretty solid all game. Our rebounding was decent. Thanks to Malik having, I don't know, I've never seen stats like that. 9 for 9, 1 for 1, 5 for 5. Why in the hell didn't you get a double-digit rebound?
I don't know.
That'll be something I can chew you out for later, so that's good. And no turnovers. I mean, Malik played like the player we think he could be, and Marcus, I said, has been getting better all year, but it's something to have a shot blocker. We had one in Jaren Jackson a few years ago, and Markey is either blocking him or altering him. I didn't think we got him the ball quite enough, but he was patient when we did. But he too, I guess my guys don't like double-doubles because you had 9 rebounds.
I think Gabe took my other one. No, not Gabe.
It'd be a cold day in hell
Tyson.
before I'd let a 6'7" guy take mine if I was 7 foot, but whatever you say. I am disappointed, so I can't hide behind that because, yet I saw Houston yesterday. I saw different teams turning it over like this. I don't know if it's new people. We're a little young on the perimeter, and you need your veterans to come through, and our veterans did come through pretty good. Max Christie had his first game where he really struggled, but it's just part of being a freshman, part of growing up. So if we can clean up the turnovers, and geez, it'll be nice because the next 2 teams we play will press us from probably the airport on, right? You're from out at the East Coast. Is that when they start pressing you?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it. So they'll be pressing us the whole time, but we will get better at it. I think we didn't take anybody light. We had great respect for not only Drew, and he's got another assistant on that staff that worked for me. Maybe I'm a better teacher than I am a coach right now because some of those guys did a hell of a job, and I was happy with the win. It was a great play by Tyson, and Markey went up and got it like a man, and that's where I think his added strength from the summer has really improved. So we open it up.
Marcus, can you just kind of walk us through that play where you saw the ball come your way and you're in traffic, so you've got to finish it strong?
Yeah, the play was for Tyson, and then I think he read it and came off and seen me wide open, and I just went up and caught it. And I looked at the shot, I looked at the clock to see how much time was left. It was 3 seconds, and
you stopped
the rest is
and
history.
look at the clock.
No, when I was on the rim, I looked up.
People were born yesterday. I mean, you jumped in the air, you looked at the clock, and said, I think I'll dunk it now.
So you multitasked, in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malik, just kind of what got into you today to have the kind of game you did offensively, not missing a shot, but, like Coach said, not getting a double-double, I guess.
He's been harping on energy a lot for me, so I think like the past week or so since before we left, I just tried to bring as much energy as possible in practice, on the plane, wherever we were at, and I think it paid off listening to him. Probably should do it more.
Secondly, Tom, was it a specific call that you made?
Yeah, actually, we were looking at 2 different things there, whether we'd set the screen with the guard or not, and Monty said, let's just go with Markey so that we didn't get it all bobbled up and let him jam it. And he's right and wrong. It really wasn't for Tyson. It was for Tyson to make a decision because that's what quarterbacks are supposed to do. And Markey rolled hard. I mean, I think these guys, mean, these are great guys, but, you know, he's right. You know, he hadn't brought the energy, and energy matters. And he hadn't always rolled hard, and rolling hard matters. And maybe as we continue to grow together, you know, we're going to get better. Our perimeter is really young, and you look at this stat sheet, it shows it with 8-9 turnovers from the point guards, poor shooting, and our wings, our freshmen struggled a little bit, but you know, I don't worry about Max. He's been playing his butt off, and I think we'll get better. So, yeah, it was a play call. I give Monty credit for that.
We'll go to the Zoom for a couple questions.
Hey, Tom, good to see you. You mentioned about the turnovers, but the veterans really did kind of take hold down the stretch. Do you feel like this was a maturing moment for these guys? And then on top of that, I don't think you had a turnover the last 5.5 minutes and only one in the last 10.
Yeah, you know, we turned it over 3 times to start the second half. Hey, Thanksgiving, we're givers. You know, we just gave them. And they did a good job too, don't get me wrong, but we gave them many of those turnovers. And some of them were for touchdowns, as I say. And, you know, to think that we held them to 37% shooting when they had breakaway layups because of our turnovers, it kind of reminiscent of the Kansas game, you know, where those turnovers turned into 4 or 5 touchdowns, and so hard to defend. So our defense is getting better. We've made a few mistakes on the little guard. He was really good at the end, Norris. We kind of went under some screens instead of over them, and so we made a couple mistakes there. But it is good when your veterans grow. You know, everybody's looking at transfers and freshmen and all these superstars, and yet homegrown people are usually the ones that you win with in the end. And these two, well, not Julia's, or not Malik, but Marcus has taken my stuff for 4 years, so he's battle tested at the best.
Is it hard to make a decision, Tommy, as to whether to take transfers and just live with your program kids?
You know, for the most part, I'm probably going to do it the different way than most. I love developing these guys, and I love when they have some ownership in the program. You know, and that's nothing against anybody that doesn't. It's just my philosophy and my will. I think a lot of times, you know, if people just leave places, I mean, it works out once in a while, but it doesn't work out a lot of times too. And I think it's so important that, you know, in the Midwest and the Big Ten, you know, you grow up with the rivalries, the Michigan State rivalry, or Purdue, Michigan State, or Wisconsin. You know, we've had some great rivalries over the last 20 years. And sometimes if you don't understand those, they don't mean as much. So I'm probably going to be the stubborn guy that try to do it like I can. And once in a while, we'll throw in somebody. But I wouldn't have wanted to go out and get somebody else for these guys when they put their time in, put their effort in. And sometimes it takes longer for the light bulb to go on, you know. It really does. And but sometimes that's the coach's fault. And as I told my staff, you know, we're going to have to take a better look at us, because we got to develop guys earlier, and which means we got to push them harder. And so, you know, I can laugh about what Mark has been through or what somebody else has, Gabe, but some of that falls on us too. And as coaches, we got to spend more time with guys so that they know that we care and that we're just trying to make them better.
Tom, so we take from that you hate the portal, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of the new rules, personally. And I think if you talk to 90% of the coaches, they'd agree. Just that some aren't as dumb as me and say it because maybe it'll hurt your recruiting or something. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I think for every one that you get 8 that go somewhere and then it doesn't work out. And then what happens to that kid? So no, I'm not. I think there's got to be commitment from people. I think if any one of us in any one of our jobs have a bad day and get to leave, how would we have turned out? That's my humble opinion.
I was going to ask you, what did you see in Drew? You know, a lot of guys are meant to be career assistants,
Yeah.
and they're great at it. What
Yeah.
did he have?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because the day I got Drew, I brought him in as a GA, and his brother was playing for us, and everybody thought, I'd already had Denzel, and the first thing I said is, you're going to learn how to chew him out, because I don't want any of this brotherly love and not take care of your business. You work for me. Blood is thicker than water, except when you have a job. Like today, I saw Carlton and Kathy, and I said, hey, don't worry about it. Wear your Loyola stuff. Blood's thicker than water. You pull for your son. I know I talked to Denzel. I said, but after today, I'm going to pull for your son, and you come back and pull for us. Well, it's the same thing that I thought Drew, he was a very dedicated guy. You got to realize that I've known those two kids since they were born. I recruited Carlton. He was the first guy I ever recruited as a GA. His dad was a great coach. They all won championships. I mean, it is in his blood. There's no question that he was going to be a good head coach. I didn't think it would happen this fast, but I told him after, I'm proud of you because you're doing your job. We got lucky at the end, and you did your job, and I'll have an easy time pulling for him. And if they would have beat us out, I had an easy time pulling for him. I just think he's got it in his blood. That's what he is. He's a coach. And this day and age, I think we get in for it for the wrong reasons. It's the money or the glamour or this. Judd used to say, I coach for nothing. I don't know if there's anybody left that would do that, to be honest with you.
We have a couple more on Zoom. We'll go to Sean Reeder from the State News and then Jared Ramsey.
Question for Malik. You had a pretty good game on Saturday against Eastern, and Max and Marcus, you kind of said as well that you brought a more like vocal leadership presence to the team. Would you say that you brought a more vocal presence as well today?
Yeah, I say I would. I think I had a good game against Eastern, and I just wanted to continue the momentum going into the next game. And so it was just something that I tried to do more of, just talk more when we were in huddles, when we were going out on the court during free throws, whenever I could, really.
And as captains, what role did you and Gabe kind of assume at halftime when you guys were kind of down?
We all went in the locker room. I think it was really a team thing. Like everybody knew that we hadn't played well, and everybody on the team said somebody from the last dude on our bench to the first dude on our bench. And I think really as captains, me and Gabe, we really honestly didn't have to say much, but we still said our piece and just made sure that everybody knew that we had to lock back in so we could win the game.
Now we'll go to Jared Ramsey.
My question's for you, Marcus. I was just curious about your mindset going into the game. You started off with 3 blocks on Loyola's first 3 possessions, finished with yet another career high. Was there anything different about this game, or is it just kind of more of the same for you?
More of the same. I say I approach every game, serious, no matter who we playing. I got goals myself that I want to achieve. So, going into a game, not taking them as serious is not going to help me at all or the team.
Time for a couple more. We'll go to Kyle Austin on Zoom.
Tom, how much does his rim protection help what you guys are able to do defensively in games like this?
Well, I think it's an undervalued commodity. We haven't had a million of them in my career, but when Jaron came in and he was very, very good, and he kind of became a defensive player in the league because of his shot blocking ability. And Mark gives us a chance that we can press up different places, and if we get beat with our young guys, he's answering the call. Now, if I get those guys to come back and so they can't drop it off, because sometimes his man scores and it's not his fault, he's helping everybody else. But having a rim protector and one that can get up quickly. Mark is not only long, but he is a really good athlete. And I think this summer, he didn't gain a lot of weight, but he gained a lot of strength. I'll tell you that, and Malik would attest to that. He went from what I would call a wimp, trying to bench press the bar, to now.
Marcus, are you going to take that? A whim?
No, that's not in my blood.
All right, then weak. Is that a better word?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. So weak, but he seriously, making fun of it now because I got to laugh for the first time today a little bit, but I really believe that this summer he turned the corner. You ask when does guys turn the corner, and he turned the corner this summer because he attacked the weight room, and I know it's not one of the favorite things for a 7-footer to attack, and he did it with vengeance. I mean, there were times that I even said, whoa, you know, it's impressive.
And then sorry, if I can get one more. I know your point guards didn't play overall great today, but you're drawing up a last play and you have you're able to go to him and he makes the right read there to make the play. I mean, how much is that a luxury to be able to have that this year? Because I know you didn't always have that last year.
Well, since my favorite guy is looking down from the heavens, he would say you have a wonderful sense for the obvious, and that our point guards were struggled a little bit, but you know, we still have plays and we still have things we have to run, and I think they're realizing this 2-foot stop, we're taking it too deep, we're trying to pass the guys you can touch. Those are all things that we got to get better at, and we kind of made that specific. Don't take it too deep, pull up. If you got a shot, shoot it. If not, you got Mark. But I think Mark deserves a lot of credit for the way he rolled, because that was a big part of it, and he caught the ball in traffic, and so you know, it's a pretty exciting atmosphere out there. Lee, I'll give you credit. You know, it's hard to put these tournaments on right now with everything, the COVID and all the things you're going through. But if you've never been to this place, the lighting, it's so bright in there, which is a nice thing. It's you know, it's a little tighter, but the noise, it doesn't matter how many people are there, reverberates off the walls, and I thought the atmosphere was good, and it's going to get nothing but better as this tournament goes on. So hats off. Thank you.